Welcome, dear friends, to a gentle journey through the world of fairy tale, where magic weaves its way into every corner and the bonds of friendship shine brighter than the stars. Tonight, we will explore 75 fascinating facts about the beloved guild, Fairy Tale, a place where the impossible becomes possible, where bonds are forged in the heart of battle, and where the spirit of adventure never fades. From its humble beginnings as a small guild to the towering heroes and epic adventures that fill the pages of its story, Fairy Tale has captured the hearts of millions. As we drift through these facts, we'll uncover the magic behind the guild's creation, the personalities that bring it to life, and the enduring power of unity that makes Fairy Tale a place like no other. Take a deep breath, and with each exhale, feel the tension of your day release. Let the quiet, soothing cadence of the story guide you deeper into relaxation. Feel your body sink into comfort as your mind gently floats toward the world of Fiore, where the adventures of Fairy Tale unfold with each new chapter. And if you enjoy these peaceful journeys through stories, you're welcome to subscribe and softly tell me where you're listening from tonight. Now, as the stars twinkle above in the night sky, let us begin our exploration of this enchanted world, one gentle fact at a time. Fact 1: Fairy Tale is set in the magical world of Fiore, where guilds are central to the story. Guilds are organizations where wizards gather or train and take on jobs. Fairy Tale itself is one of the most famous guilds in Fiore, known for its rowdy yet warm-hearted members. Its insignia, a simple yet powerful emblem of a flame, represents the guild's passion and determination. The members of Fairy Tale are often seen as misfits, but it is this very uniqueness and fierce loyalty to each other that makes them stand out in a world filled with magic. Fact 2: the central figure of Fairy Tale is Natsu Dragneel, a dragon slayer with a fiery personality. Natsu's magic is based on fire, specifically the magic that allows him to eat and manipulate flames, a gift passed down from his adoptive father, Igneel, a powerful fire dragon. Natsu's journey begins with a search for his missing father, but along the way, he forms unbreakable bonds with his guildmates. His unwavering optimism and loyalty make him a beloved character, but it's his internal struggles, particularly his guilt and longing for Igneel, that truly deepen his character. Fact 3: Lucy Heartfilia, a celestial wizard, is another key character in Fairy Tale. She possesses the magical ability to summon celestial spirits through the use of special keys. These spirits come from another realm and can assist her in various ways, from combat to everyday tasks. Lucy's journey into Fairy Tale begins when she meets Natsu and Happy, who save her from an unscrupulous man. Her backstory is one of resilience. Despite being born into a wealthy family, Lucy seeks her own path, away from the control of her father, and ultimately finds a home with the Fairy Tale Guild. Fact 4: the world of Fiore is filled with diverse locations, each brimming with its own magical energy. One such location is the Grand Magic Games, a biannual event where the top guilds from across Fiore compete in various challenges. This event serves not only as a test of strength and skill, but also as a way to foster camaraderie and competition between guilds. The games are also crucial in Fairy Tale's story, providing pivotal moments of growth for the guild and its members. They test both physical prowess and emotional endurance, pushing the limits of every participant. Fact V5: Grey Fullbuster, a fellow member of Fairy Tale, is known for his ice magic. His ability allows him to generate and control ice, creating weapons, shields, and even ice based creatures. Gray's backstory is tragic. He was raised in a village that was destroyed by a powerful ice wizard, Ultir Milkovich. His desire for revenge and the healing process that follows form a significant part of his character arc. Over time, Gray learns the value of family, friendship, and the importance of not being defined by his past, but instead by the choices he makes in the present. Fact 6. Irza Scarlet, another prominent member of Fairy Tale, is a skilled and powerful mage known for her ability to use requip magic. This magic allows her to summon different sets of armor and weapons, adapting to any situation. Erza's character is marked by her strength, both physical and emotional. She was raised in the Tower of Heaven, a place of immense suffering, and her experiences there shape her determination to protect those she loves. Erza's leadership and her unwavering sense of justice make her a vital pillar of the Fairy Tale Guild. Fact 7. Happy, the talking blue Exceed cat, is one of the most beloved characters in Fairy Tale. Despite his small size, Happy plays a major role in the guild's dynamic, often providing comic relief with his catchphrase, "Aye, sir." However, Happy is much more than just a sidekick. He's a loyal friend to Natsu and Lucy, always ready to fight by their side when needed. As a member of the Exceed race from the flying city of Extalia, Happy's backstory is deeply intertwined with Natsu's journey, as the two have been inseparable since they were children. Fact 8. The Fairy Tale Guild is known for its close-knit nature. Unlike other guilds, which often value rank and power, Fairy Tale focuses on friendship and camaraderie. This is evident in the guild's most famous motto: "If you're not a Fairy Tale member, then you're nothing." This sense of belonging and loyalty is what drives the guild's members to fight for each other, even in the most impossible of situations. It's not about the individual, it's about the collective strength they draw from one another, a central theme that defines the guild's existence. Fact 9. The S-Class trials are a significant part of the guild's structure, designed to identify the strongest and most capable mages. S-Class mages are the elite of Fairy Tale, and their power is unmatched within the guild. The trials are intense and dangerous, testing not only magical abilities, but also endurance, courage, and emotional strength. The first trial to make Natsu, Gray, and Erza face this challenge is a momentous one, shaping their growth and cementing their roles within the guild. Those trials are often a rite of passage for those who aim to leave a lasting legacy within Fairy Tale. Fact 10. While Fairy Tale is filled with bright, strong, and powerful characters, it also has its share of dark moments. One of the most profound arcs is the battle with Laxus Dreyer, the guild's most powerful mage and the grandson of the guildmaster Makarov. Laxus's inner turmoil and his eventual confrontation with his own guildmates demonstrate that even the strongest warriors are not immune to the struggles of loneliness, pride, and personal growth. Laxus's journey is one of redemption, where he learns that true strength lies in humility, understanding, and the willingness to protect those he once thought he needed to surpass. Fact 11. Makarov Dreyer, the third and most iconic guildmaster of Fairy Tale, embodies the gentle, protective heart of the guild. Though small in stature, his wisdom and warmth radiate through every decision he makes. Makarov treats each member like family, cherishing their individuality and guiding them with a patient, loving spirit. His magic, Titan, allows him to grow to colossal size, symbolizing the way his heart expands to embrace his guild. His speeches during times of crisis often remind the guild that strength is not found in power alone, but in compassion, unity, and the quiet courage to stand together. Fact 12. One of the most enchanting aspects of fairy tale is its celestial spirit magic, a unique form of sorcery that grants access to beings from another realm. Thus, spirits like Aquarius, Virgo, and Leo each possess distinct personalities and abilities, forming bonds with their summoners that deepen with time. Lucy's relationship with her spirits is especially tender. She treats them as friends, not tools, respecting their boundaries and relying on their strength in moments of need. This magic highlights one of the series' core themes that true connection cannot be forced. It must be nurtured through trust, kindness, and shared experience. Fact 13. The friendship between Natsu and Gray is one of the most dynamic relationships in the entire series. Though often bickering and competitive, their bond is rooted in profound mutual respect. Both suffered deep loss at a young age, shaping them into individuals who cling fiercely to the people they care about. Their rivalry is never cruel, only spirited, and through countless battles fought shoulder to shoulder, they form a connection that is as unbreakable as steel. Their contrasting magic, fire and ice, reflects the balance they bring to each other's lives, each filling a space the other sometimes struggles to understand. Fact 14. Urza Scarlet's armor collection is one of the most visually striking elements in fairy tale. Through her requip magic, she can summon dozens of beautifully crafted armors, each with its own history, meaning, and memory. Some armors symbolize her past hardships, while others represent triumphs, friendships, or quiet promises she made to herself. Every time she shifts into a new form, it feels like she is gently unveiling another piece of her identity, layered, complex, and shaped by sorrow and hope. Her armor is not just protection, it is a tapestry of her life, worn on the outside for the world to see. Fact 15. The Fairy Tale Guildhall itself is a place of comfort and belonging. From its warm wooden beams to the ever lively atmosphere filled with laughter and chatter, it feels more like a home than a headquarters. Even the way characters casually gather around the bar, share meals, and celebrate victories reflects the deep sense of family that defines the guild. The hall has been destroyed and rebuilt multiple times, yet each reconstruction carries the same spirit, a testament that homes are not defined by walls, but by the people who gather within them. In fairy tale, the Guildhall is a sanctuary of shared warmth. Fact 16. Mirajan Strauss, with her gentle demeanor and soft voice, is first introduced as the guild's charming barmaid. Yet beneath her calm exterior lies a powerful sorceress with a transformative magic known as takeover. This magic allows her to take on the forms and abilities of demons she has defeated, a concept that beautifully contrasts her serene personality. Mira's journey from a fierce, rebellious fighter to a nurturing presence in the guild is one filled with healing, acceptance, and the rediscovery of her own softness. Her kindness is not weakness. It is the quiet strength she chooses after surviving pain. Fact 17. Wendy Marvel, the Sky Dragon Slayer, enters the story as a gentle, timid girl with a pure heart. Her magic is tied to the wind, granting her the ability to heal wounds, enhance others' abilities, and support her friends in subtle yet powerful ways. Wendy's development is one of the series' sweetest transformations. She gradually opens up, finds her voice, and becomes a source of unwavering emotional support. Her presence feels like a soft breeze, calming, refreshing, and quietly life giving. Wendy symbolizes a different kind of strength, one rooted not in destruction, but in restoration, care, and quiet resilience. Fact 18: the Exceeds, the winged cat like beings introduced alongside Happy, deepen the magical lore of the series. Hailing from the hidden land of Extalia, they possess the ability to fly and serve as both companions and emotional anchors to their human partners. Exceeds like Carla, Panther Lily, and Happy each represent different facets of loyalty, foresight, courage, humor, and heartfelt devotion. Their relationships with their human counterparts remind viewers that companionship takes many forms, and small beings can carry immense courage. The Exceeds often provide gentle emotional grounding during tense moments, offering warmth and levity in the midst of uncertainty. Fact 19: one of the most emotionally powerful arcs in fairy tale is the Tenro Island arc, where the guild undergoes immense trials on their sacred ground. This island is not only a battleground, but a spiritual place tied deeply to the guild's history. It is home to the resting place of Mavis Vermilion, the first guildmaster. The arc reveals the vulnerabilities, dreams, and hidden strengths of many characters. Though filled with danger, it is ultimately a story about endurance, unity, and the profound bond that emerges when individuals face overwhelming odds together, leaning on each other with trust and quiet courage. Fact 20: Mavis Vermilion, the guild's first master, is a character shrouded in both mystery and gentle brilliance. Her youthful appearance contrasts with her immense wisdom, and her strategic genius has shaped much of fairy tale's evolution. Mavis represents the eternal dream of the guild, the spark of hope, the belief in companionship, and the promise that kindness can outshine cruelty. Her presence feels almost ethereal, like a warm light guiding the guild through its darkest moments. She embodies the spirit of imagination, teaching that even the smallest idea, nurtured with love, can grow into something powerful and everlasting. Fact 21: the bond between Natsu and Happy is one of the earliest and warmest relationships in fairy tale. Happy was born from a magical egg that Natsu protected with childlike devotion, nurturing it long before he knew what would emerge. When Happy hatched, he imprinted on Natsu instantly, forming a connection that feels less like friendship and more like soul-level companionship. Their bond is filled with warmth, trust, and small moments of quiet support. Together, they remind us that family can be found in the most unexpected places, sometimes in a blue, winged cat who stays by your side through every storm. Fact 22: the Tower of Heaven arc offers an emotionally rich window into Ersa's past. As a child, she endured captivity and forced labor under the brutal ambitions of those attempting to resurrect a forbidden power. Yet instead of breaking her spirit, these hardships shaped Erza into someone who carries her pain with silent strength. Her escape, fueled by friendship and sacrifice, became the foundation of her fierce loyalty to fairy tale. This arc reveals that Urza's armor is not only magical, it is symbolic, formed from every scar she refuses to let define her, and every bond that helped her heal. Fact 23: Juvia Loxer's introduction as a member of the Phantom Lord Guild adds a gentle complexity to the series' themes of redemption. Juvia, with her rain-soaked past and quiet loneliness, finds unexpected acceptance when she later joins Fairy Tale. Her water magic mirrors her emotional world, fluid, sensitive, and often shaped by longing. Over time, Juvia transforms from a solitary figure into someone who embraces friendship, warmth, and shared laughter. Her deep affection for Gray becomes a recurring motif, but beyond romance, her journey reflects the healing that occurs when someone believes they finally have a place where they truly belong. Fact 24. Guild rivalries are a recurring element in fairy tale, yet they rarely carry true malice. Instead, these rivalries highlight the diversity of magical styles, traditions, and personalities across Fiore. The Phantom Lord conflict, Blue Pegasus's elegance, Lamia Scale's honor, all contribute to a world where differences create richness rather than division. These guilds serve as mirrors for fairy tale, helping characters appreciate their own strengths while learning from others. Rivalries spark growth, spark introspection, and offer chances for alliances in moments of crisis. In this way, the world of Fiore breathes with unity even amid spirited competition. Fact 25. The celestial spirit Loki, also known as Loke, is one of the most compelling spirit characters because he bridges two worlds with warmth and loyalty. Originally trapped in the human world due to a tragic incident involving his former summoner, Loki carries guilt that becomes a quiet burden on his heart. Lucy's kindness toward him, paired with her refusal to abandon him, becomes the turning point that restores his freedom. From that moment on, Loki becomes her guardian, symbolizing how compassion can rewrite someone's destiny. His magic is powerful, but his devotion is what makes him shine most brightly. Fact 26. The Oracion Says arc introduces a darker layer to the world, exploring the existence of dark guilds, groups that have abandoned honor in pursuit of forbidden magic. Yet even within such ominous structures, fairy tale approaches conflict with emotional nuance rather than cruelty. Characters like Cobra and Midnight, despite their affiliations, are depicted with hints of vulnerability and humanity. These arcs gently remind the audience that darkness is often rooted in pain, misunderstanding, or longing. Through the guild's compassion and resilience, light gradually finds its way into the shadows, restoring balance and offering redemption where despair once lived. Fact 27. Laxus Dryer's exile and later return remain some of the most emotional moments in the series. His rigid pride and desire to prove himself worthy of the Guildmaster's legacy clouded his understanding of what it means to be strong. Yet after witnessing the unwavering love of the Guild, even when he acted against them, Laxus begins a quiet transformation. He returns not as a conqueror, but as a humbled protector, ready to walk alongside the family he once pushed away. His story illustrates that true strength often begins where pride ends, in the soft acceptance of one's flaws and the courage to grow. Fact 28. Kaina Alberona, with her tarot magic and calm, contemplative nature, brings a unique spiritual energy to the guild. Her search for identity and belonging is deeply tied to her complicated relationship with her father, Gildarts. Though she masks her vulnerabilities behind humor and confidence, Kaina's gentle heart reveals itself in quiet moments. Her wish to be acknowledged, her desire to be seen not as a burden, but as someone worthy of affection. Her arc is a soft reminder that family bonds can be fragile, yet deeply healing when both sides learn to approach each other with honesty and tenderness. Fact 29. Gildarts Clive, often regarded as the strongest mage in fairy tale, embodies a warm, unhurried wisdom. Although his magic, Crush, is devastatingly powerful, Gildarts carries himself with humility and gentleness. His travels teach him serenity, patience, and the value of human connection. When he returns to the guild, he brings not only strength, but also a sense of grounding. His fatherly role toward Kana and mentor like presence to younger members enrich the guild's emotional landscape. Despite his reputation, Gildarts's most defining quality is his ability to make others feel seen, safe, and cared for simply by being present. Fact 30. The Daedalus arc offers a dreamlike reimagining of the fairy tale characters, presenting alternate versions of beloved members in a parallel world. These counterparts are softer, quieter, or dramatically contrasted, creating a whimsical reflection of traits and possibilities. Daedalus Lucy's shyness, Daedalus Erza's carefree nature, and the absence of magic in this world highlight just how uniquely vibrant the original guild truly is. This arc invites viewers to appreciate the characters, not only for their power, but for their personalities and choices and emotional journeys. Through Daedalus, the series gently asks, who might we be in another life, another world? Fact 31. One of the most powerful themes in fairy tale is the concept of found family. The guild itself is a sanctuary for those who have nowhere else to turn, a place where bonds of love and loyalty are formed through shared struggles. For characters like Lucy, Natsu, and Gray, fairy tale offers more than just a home. It offers a sense of purpose and belonging. The guild, with its colorful members, becomes a family not by blood, but by choice. This theme resonates deeply, reminding us that we have the power to choose our family and find strength in one another. Fact 32. The concept of magic and fairy tale is as diverse as the world it inhabits. There are elemental magics, like Natsu's fire and Gray's ice, as well as more abstract forms, such as Ersa's requip magic and Lucy's celestial spirit summoning. Magic is often depicted as an extension of the self. Each mage's unique abilities are deeply tied to their personality, their experiences, and their inner struggles. This intricate relationship between character and magic reinforces the idea that power is not just about strength, but about how one chooses to express and wield their true self. Fact 33. One of the most touching relationships in fairy tale is the bond between Natsu and his adoptive father, Igneal, the fire dragon. Natsu's quest to find Igneal is both a literal and emotional journey. When Natsu finally learns the truth about Igneal's fate, it marks a turning point in his character development. The realization that Igneal's love transcended time and space, even after his death, allows Natsu to grow emotionally. This bond, forged in fire and sacrifice, shapes Natsu into a hero who fights not just for himself, but for the guild and the people he loves. Fact 34. Happy's magic, though often seen as a source of comic relief, plays a crucial role in fairy tale. As a cat from the Exceed race, Happy has the unique ability to fly, which often proves vital in missions and battles. His signature catchphrase, "I, sir," has become iconic, symbolizing his loyal, positive nature. Happy's partnership with Natsu is one of the strongest in the series, as the two share not only their adventures, but their dreams and frustrations. Through Happy, fairy tale reminds us that even the smallest and most unlikely companions can carry great strength. Fact 35. Wendy Marvel's gentle nature contrasts with her immense power as a sky dragon slayer. Wendy's magic allows her to heal others, and she is often the emotional anchor for her friends. Her quiet kindness and innate sense of empathy make her a vital member of Fairy Tale. Despite her youth, Wendy embodies a maturity that often surprises others. Her magic isn't just about restoring physical health, it's about healing emotional wounds, offering comfort, and supporting those who struggle to find their own strength. Wendy's journey reflects the importance of emotional intelligence in the face of adversity. Fact 36: Laxus Dryer's journey is one of self discovery and redemption. As the grandson of Makarov, Laxus initially struggled under the weight of expectations, seeking to prove his worth through strength alone. This led to a temporary exile from Fairy Tale, during which he learned that true strength is not about power, but about humility, understanding, and love. His return to the Guild is one of the series' most poignant moments, highlighting that growth often comes through adversity and the willingness to confront one's own flaws. Laxus becomes a symbol of resilience and the capacity for change. Fact 37: The Tenro Island arc is one of the most emotional and intense in Fairy Tale, as it sees the Guild face one of their most significant challenges. Tenro Island is a sacred place for the Guild, and its destruction marks a turning point in the story. The death of key members, including the apparent loss of Makarov, deeply impacts the Guild, but it also strengthens their resolve. This arc emphasizes the importance of sacrifice, loyalty, and the unbreakable bonds that hold Fairy Tale together, even in the face of overwhelming loss. It also showcases the Guild's ability to rise from the ashes. Fact 38: Mavis Vermillion, the first Guildmaster of Fairy Tale, is a character whose legacy is felt throughout the entire series. Though she is not physically present for most of the story, her influence permeates the Guild. Mavis's unwavering belief in the power of friendship and her strategic genius are the cornerstones upon which Fairy Tale was built. Her connection to the Guild is spiritual, and even in death, Mavis continues to guide her family. Her story is a reminder that leadership is not always about dominance or control, but about inspiring others to become their best selves. Fact 39: One of the most visually captivating aspects of Fairy Tale is the magic itself. From the elemental bursts of fire, water, and ice to the intricate magical weapons that Erza summons, the visual representation of magic is a stunning reflection of the character's emotions and struggles. The use of magic in Fairy Tale is never just about power, it is about the expression of the self. Whether it's Natsu's fiery resolve or Lucy's connection with her celestial spirits, magic in Fairy Tale is a deeply personal and emotional experience that reflects each character's journey and growth. Fact 40: The Fairy Tale Guild is often described as a family of misfits, and it's true that its members come from all walks of life. Each character in Fairy Tale has a unique backstory that makes them feel out of place in the larger world. Yet when they come together, they form a bond that transcends their individual differences. Whether it's Natsu's fiery temper, Lucy's insecurities, or Gray's emotional struggles, every member has a place in the Guild. This sense of belonging is at the heart of Fairy Tale's enduring appeal, showing that even the most unlikely families can be powerful and unbreakable. Fact 41: The symbol of the Fairy Tale Guild is more than a simple emblem, it is a quiet promise. Shaped like a small fairy with a trailing streak that resembles both a wing and a guiding flame, it represents the Guild's mission to follow adventure wherever it leads. Makarov once said that the symbol means a fairy with a tail, something mysterious and unknown, just like the endless possibilities of magic. For guild members, the mark becomes a source of pride and belonging. Whether on the shoulder, the hand, or the chest, it feels like a warm reminder that no one in fairy tale ever walks alone. Fact 42: Elfman Strauss carries the powerful take over beast soul magic, yet his heart is far softer than his rugged exterior suggests. His famous catchphrase, "A man should be strong," masks a quiet vulnerability shaped by past mistakes, especially the accident that injured his sister, Lysana. Elfman's journey is one of healing, learning that strength is not only about physical power, but also about forgiveness and gentleness. His determination to protect his family, especially Mira Jane and Lysana, adds a tender layer to his character. Elfman shows that the strongest warriors are often those who have learned to be gentle with themselves. Fact 43: Lysana Strauss, the youngest of the Strauss siblings, brings calm warmth into the guild. Her light-hearted personality and supportive nature make her one of the quiet foundations of fairy tale's emotional balance. Her presumed death during a childhood mission deeply affected Mira Jane and Elfman, shaping their paths for years. When Lysana's true fate is revealed, the fact that she survived and lived in Adolis, her return to fairy tale becomes one of the most emotionally uplifting moments in the series. She embodies renewal, reminding viewers that lost connections can sometimes come back in the softest and most unexpected ways. Fact 44: The Celestial Spirit King stands as one of the most awe-inspiring beings in fairy tale. Towering, powerful, yet dignified, he rules the celestial spirit world with a presence that feels ancient and wise. His connections to Lucy and her spirits reveal a deep respect for those who treat celestial beings with kindness. When the king appears, it is always with great emotional weight. His interventions often symbolize the spiritual bond between Lucy and her spirits. His massive form contrasts with his gentle heart, reminding us that true guardianship is not about domination, but about protecting those who cherish others with love. Fact 45: The Infinity Clock arc explores the delicate theme of time, how it heals, how it wounds, and how the past can echo into the present. The Infinity Clock itself is an ancient magical artifact capable of altering time's natural flow. Though the arc includes intense moments, its deeper message is reflective. Time is precious, and what we do with it defines our relationships. Lucy, along with her friends, learns that facing the past requires courage, forgiveness, and the willingness to let go. The arc brings a dreamy, symbolic layer to the story, gently reminding viewers that memories shape who we are, but do not trap us. Fact 46: The bond between Ursa and Jalal Fernandez is one of the most emotionally nuanced relationships in the story. Rooted in shared trauma from the Tower of Heaven, their connection is complex, filled with longing, guilt, hope, and silent forgiveness. Jalal's descent into darkness and eventual redemption mirror Erza's unwavering strength and compassion. Their relationship remains tenderly unresolved, a quiet promise suspended in the air between them. They are tethered by understanding rather than romance, illustrating a softer kind of love, one built on respect, ache, and the gentle recognition of someone who has shaped your heart in ways words cannot fully explain. Fact 47: The Raijin Shu, Laxus's loyal trio consisting of Freed, Evergreen, and Bixlow, add color and personality to Fairy Tale's roster of unique mages. Each member brings a distinct charm. Freed's elegant runes, Evergreen's myth inspired stone magic, and Bixlow's eerie yet playful puppetry magic. Despite their intimidating talents, the three possess deep loyalty and surprising softness. Their devotion to Laxus often leads them into difficult moments, yet over time, they grow into more balanced individuals. Together, they embody the idea that even the most intimidating personalities can evolve through companionship, trust, and the gentle influence of those who accept them unconditionally. Fact 48. The concept of dragon slayers carries a mystical weight within the world of fairy tale. These mages were raised by dragons, granting them powers that resemble their adoptive parents' elemental abilities. Yet the deeper ache behind dragon slayers lies in the sudden disappearance of the dragons who raised them. For Natsu, Wendy, Gajeel, Sting, and Rogue, this loss becomes a quiet wound shaping their development. Their magic reflects both their strength and their longing, embodying the love they carry for their dragon parents. Dragon slayers remind us that sometimes the greatest powers come from bonds forged in love, loss, and longing. Fact 49. Gajeel Red Fox's transformation from enemy to cherished guildmate is one of the most compelling character arcs in the series. Originally a member of Phantom Lord, Gajeel embodied aggression and solitude. Yet his time in Fairy Tale reveals a gentler core beneath his hardened exterior. His friendship with Levi McGarden, who softens his edges with quiet kindness, becomes a centerpiece of his emotional growth. Through Fairy Tale, Gajeel learns that strength is not measured by the power to intimidate, but by the courage to open one's heart. His iron magic symbolizes both resilience and the slow, steady forging of a new identity. Fact 50. Levi McGarden, with her love of books and her script magic, symbolizes intellect, creativity, and emotional warmth within Fairy Tale. Her quiet strength lies not in physical power, but in her ability to think deeply, understand others, and adapt with gentle resilience. Levi's bond with Gajeel is tender and transformative, built on forgiveness, shared growth, and quiet admiration. Her presence in the guild feels like a breath of soft air, calming, thoughtful, and kind. Levi reminds us that intelligence and compassion are powerful forces, capable of protecting others just as effectively as any spell or weapon. Fact 51. The relationship between Lucy and Aquarius is one of the most emotionally layered bonds in Fairy Tale. Though Aquarius appears harsh, impatient, and quick to anger, her fierce attitude masks a deep affection for Lucy. Their connection is built on honesty, trust, and an unusual kind of love, one that teaches strength through struggle. When Lucy is forced to break Aquarius's key to save her friends, the moment becomes one of the most heartbreaking scenes in the series. Yet Aquarius's final expression of pride shows that love sometimes means sacrifice, and that separation can still hold warmth, memory, and love that endures beyond distance. Fact 52. Gildarts's famous Gildarts shift in Magnolia is a humorous yet symbolic detail that reveals the immense power he holds. Because his destructive magic, Crush, disassembles anything he touches, the city literally restructures itself when he walks through it. This shifting path system shows the guild's respect for Gildarts, but also the warmth of community. People adjust willingly to welcome him home. Despite his overwhelming strength, Gildarts is portrayed with easygoing gentleness, always ready to offer wisdom to younger mages. His relationship with Natsu is fatherly, reminding viewers that guidance often comes in the form of quiet support and thoughtful words. Fact 53. The bond between Wendy and Carla is among the sweetest in the story. Their connection transcends partnership. Carla acts as Wendy's guardian, confidant, and emotional anchor. Initially stern and cautious, Carla's love for Wendy softens her sharp edges over time, revealing a protective tenderness. Wendy, with her gentle nature, brings out the vulnerability hidden behind Carla's strict demeanor. Their relationship shows that love can be nurturing, firm, and patient all at once. Together, they embody a delicate harmony, wind and wings, innocence and foresight, moving through challenges with a shared strength rooted in trust, respect, and soft devotion. Fact 54. The Grand Magic Games arc is one of the most expansive and visually captivating storylines in fairy tale. It blends competition, teamwork, magical creativity, and emotional growth. For fairy tale, the games symbolize a chance at redemption after years of weakness following Tenro Island. Each event becomes a quiet testament to the guild's resilience, their return to strength not through dominance, but through unity. The arc showcases each character's talents in elegant, atmospheric ways. Erza's graceful duels, Wendy's healing winds, Natsu's fiery determination. The games highlight that victory is not merely about power, but about heart, growth, and shared purpose. Fact 55. Lok's past with his former summoner, Karen Lilica, paints a delicate portrait of loyalty and quiet suffering. Trapped in the human world because of a broken contract, he conceals his pain behind charm and bravado. Lucy becomes the first to truly see him, not as a spirit bound by duty, but as a being who longs for understanding and forgiveness. Her compassion breaks the chains of his suffering. Lok's eventual return to the celestial spirit world becomes a symbol of healing and gratitude. His loyalty to Lucy is not obligation, it is heartfelt devotion born from kindness and second chances. Fact 56. The character of Frida Justin carries a poetic depth reflected in his rune magic. His spells are intricate, elegant, almost calligraphic in the way they shape the battlefield. Fried is a thinker, calm, philosophical, and introspective, often exploring the meaning of loyalty and honor. His devotion to Laxus once clouded his judgment, but through time and the influence of his guildmates, he learns the gentle strength of independence and compassion. His growth is quiet but profound, revealing a man who seeks peace more than conflict. Fried's magic and personality both feel like written poetry, precise yet emotionally rich. Fact 57. Evergreen, with her myth-inspired petrification magic, adds a unique elegance to fairy tale. Initially sharp-tongued and prideful, she hides her insecurities behind confidence and glamour. Her admiration for beauty and her longing to be admired come from a childhood spent feeling overlooked. Through her time with fairy tale and the Raijin Shu, she learns vulnerability, teamwork, and affection. Evergreen's growth is subtle, seen not in dramatic changes, but in softer behaviors, kinder words, and her quiet willingness to trust. She represents the gentle transformation that comes from being surrounded by people who accept you fully, flaws and strengths alike. Fact 58. Bixlow's puppetry magic may appear eerie at first, but beneath his playful antics lies a surprisingly heartfelt personality. His babies, the floating dolls he controls, reflect the strange yet expressive side of his magic. However, his loyalty to Laxus and the Raijin Shu reveals a deeper emotional foundation. Bixlow hides loneliness behind humor, and through fairy tale, he finds people who appreciate his quirks rather than fear them. His journey shows that even the strangest magic can be rooted in an earnest desire for connection, and that acceptance often helps unusual souls find a peaceful place to belong. Fact 59: the Dragon Slayer rivalry between Natsu and Gajeel evolves beautifully over the course of the series. What begins as a fierce clash of ideals slowly transforms into mutual respect and unspoken friendship. Both raised by dragons, both grappling with loss, they find in each other a reflection of their own struggles. Their bond deepens during shared battles, moments where strength meets vulnerability. This rivalry is never toxic. It is encouraging, growth focused, and grounded in the desire to become better. Natsu and Gajeel show that the strongest relationships often begin in conflict but mature into deep, quiet loyalty. Fact 60: the concept of guild teams, small groups working together on missions, creates some of the most heartfelt dynamics in fairy tale. Teams like Natsu, Lucy and Happy, Gray and Juvia, Gajeel and Levy, or Erza's solo assignments add a personal rhythm to the story. Missions become opportunities for emotional bonding, private conversations, shared laughter, and lessons learned through trial and error. These smaller teams help the world feel intimate, a patchwork of friendships and shared experiences. In these quieter adventures, the heart of fairy tale beats softly, revealing that companionship, more than magic, creates the guild's enduring warmth. Fact 61: the bond between Lucy and Virgo is one of the most unexpectedly tender relationships among the celestial spirits. Virgo's stoic, deadpan humor contrasts beautifully with Lucy's emotional warmth, creating a quiet companionship built on trust and mutual respect. Though Virgo often speaks formally and appears emotionless, her devotion to Lucy is unwavering. She comes when called without hesitation and adapts her appearance to suit Lucy's comfort. Beneath Virgo's seriousness lies a gentle, nurturing presence, one that watches over Lucy in silence. Their relationship highlights that loyalty is not always loud or expressive. Sometimes it lives in quiet actions and steadfast presence. Fact 62: Panther Lily, the Exceed warrior who becomes Gajeel's partner, represents honor, discipline, and quiet strength. Unlike Happy's playful personality, Panther Lily carries himself with calm seriousness. Yet beneath his stern exterior lies a deeply compassionate spirit. His journey, from serving in Adolus's military to finding a new home alongside Fairy Tale, reflects themes of identity and redemption. With his massive sword, tender wisdom, and gentle concern for Gajeel, Panther Lily becomes both mentor and friend. His bond with Gajeel feels steady and grounding, showing that companionship comes in many shapes, sometimes landing softly on the shoulder of those who once walked alone. Fact 63: the theme of sacrifice is woven gently throughout Fairy Tale, reminding viewers that love often requires giving up on something precious. From Lucy breaking Aquarius's key, to Makarov's brave decisions, and even to the small sacrifices made during battles or personal conflicts, the Guild constantly shows that their bond is stronger than fear. These moments are never portrayed as violent, but as emotional crossroads, tender, meaningful, and symbolic. Sacrifice in Fairy Tale is always rooted in love rather than despair, emphasizing that the deepest acts of courage often come from kindness, loyalty, and the quiet hope of protecting someone dear. Fact 64. The bond between Natsu and his younger siblings, Wendy and Gajeel, carries subtle emotional layers. Although their personalities differ dramatically, their shared identity as dragon slayers connects them in a unique way. Each carries the memory of a dragon's love, the pain of loss, and the quiet ache of unanswered questions. When they train together or stand side by side in battle, there is a soft, unspoken understanding between them, almost like a small family created not by blood, but by destiny. Their connection offers comfort, stability, and the sense that even in uncertainty, they are never truly alone. Fact 65. The Celestial Spirit. Leo, known as Loke in the human world, brings a sense of grace and quiet charm to the guild. His magic, powered by the stars themselves, feels elegant and ethereal, like dancing in the air when he fights. However, his true strength lies not in combat, but in devotion. His unwavering loyalty to Lucy stems from gratitude and admiration, creating a bond that feels warm and steadfast. Leo's presence in the guild is calming, almost protective. He symbolizes how love and loyalty can shine like constellations, distant yet constant, guiding others through dark nights with gentle light. Fact 66. The small, slice of life episodes in fairy tale, festivals, celebrations, quiet days in Magnolia are essential to the series' emotional heartbeat. These gentle chapters breathe softness into the story, balancing battles with light-hearted warmth. Scenes of characters cooking, teasing each other, writing letters, or simply sharing meals feel like little windows into the guild's soul. These moments remind viewers that bonds are not built solely through grand adventures, but through ordinary days spent side by side. In these peaceful pauses, Fairy Tale shines brightest, showing that joy, laughter, and community are forms of magic just as powerful as any spell. Fact 67. Mavis Vermillion's fairy tactician abilities reveal her extraordinary mind, but her emotional depth is what makes her unforgettable. Though she appears childlike, her heart carries a lifetime of wisdom and sorrow. Her gentle guidance, whether through visions or memories, becomes a comforting presence for the guild. Mavis symbolizes hope, soft, enduring, unshakable. Her story with Zareth, though tragic, is told with tenderness and reflection rather than harshness. Through Mavis, the series explores themes of innocence, love, and the gentle resilience of the human spirit. Her legacy whispers through fairy tale like a lullaby, guiding them even in silence. Fact 68. Sting Eucliffe and Rogue Cheney, the twin lights of the Saber-Tooth Guild, bring duality and contrast into the narrative. Sting's bright confidence and Rogue's quiet introspection reflect two halves of a balanced whole. Their growth, from proud, isolated dragon slayers to warm, dependable allies, mirrors fairy tales' themes of redemption and understanding. Their friendship with Natsu, Gajeel, and Wendy eventually blossoms into soft camaraderie. Sabertooth's transformation under their leadership becomes a reminder that change can be gentle, healing, and hopeful. Their presence enriches Fiore's magical world with new colors, softening what was once a harsh and rigid guild. Fact 69. Crime Sorcière, the independent guild formed by Jello, Ultir, and Meredy, embodies the quiet pursuit of redemption. Rather than seeking applause or recognition, they choose a subtle path, helping from the shadows, healing wounds they once caused. Their mission is not fueled by self-hate, but by calm determination and the desire to bring light into dark places. Each member carries past pain, yet together they create something steady and hopeful. Through Crime Sorcière, Fairy Tale explores the idea that forgiveness is a journey, not an instant moment, and that even broken hearts can build something gentle and good. Fact 70. The Fairy Tale Guild's strength comes not from power, but from connection. Whether in battles, celebrations, losses, or quiet daily life, the Guild remains a tapestry of intertwined lives. Every member, from the strongest S class mage to the newest recruit, contributes to a shared warmth that defines the Guild. Fairy Tale is not a building or a banner. It is a feeling, a sanctuary, a gentle reminder that people grow brighter when they grow together. This spirit carries through every arc, every friendship, and every whispered promise of loyalty. Even as the world shifts, Fairy Tale remains a home. Fact 71. The world of Fiore itself is a quiet character within Fairy Tale, a gentle landscape of hills, forests, warm towns, and sparkling rivers that form the backdrop of every memory the Guild creates. Its beauty is never loud or overwhelming. Instead, it feels like a soft dream, lush greenery, starlit beaches, and bustling marketplaces filled with laughter. Magnolia, in particular, feels like home, a peaceful town where magic flows through everyday life like a warm current. Fiore's comforting atmosphere emphasizes that adventure doesn't need grand kingdoms or harsh warfields. Sometimes the most magical places are those that feel lived in, familiar, and loved. Fact 72. The Guild's annual Harvest Festival, especially the Fantasia Parade, offers one of the most heartwarming celebrations in the series. Lanterns float through the air, fireworks bloom gently above Magnolia, and Fairy Tale members dress in shimmering costumes that reflect the magic in their hearts. The parade illuminates the bond between guild and town, how deeply the people of Magnolia cherish Fairy Tale, despite their chaotic nature. The festival represents unity, peace, and the joy of sharing one's light with the world. These moments of celebration remind viewers that magic is not just battle and power, it is connection, tradition, and joy that glows softly through the night. Fact 73. Lucy's mother, Layla Hartfilia, is a delicate presence lingering in Lucy's memories. Though Layla appears only in flashbacks, her warmth, elegance, and celestial magic leave a quiet imprint on the entire series. Her love for Lucy is woven through every key she left behind, every lesson she passed on, every small gesture of encouragement. Lucy's journey to become a strong celestial wizard mirrors Layla's influence, showing how a parent's love can continue to guide long after they're gone. Layla's story feels like a soft echo, gentle, bittersweet, and filled with the quiet reminder that maternal love shapes destinies in ways we never fully see. Fact 74. Juvia's rain, once a symbol of her loneliness, becomes one of the most poetic metaphors in Fairy Tale. As a child and young adult, rain followed her everywhere, mirroring the sorrow in her heart. But after joining Fairy Tale and forming bonds that lift her spirit, the rain begins to fade. Her emotional growth is expressed through clearer skies, symbolizing healing and acceptance. Juvia's journey is not about changing who she is, but about finding people who appreciate her deeply. Her reign becomes a reminder that our emotions, no matter how heavy, can transform into something soft and beautiful when shared with others. Fact 75. The Guild's library is a quiet treasure often overlooked in the excitement of battles and quests. Filled with ancient tomes, magical scrolls, and dusty archives, it serves as a sanctuary for characters like Levi, Lucy, and other knowledge seeking wizards. The library symbolizes the softer side of magic, the pursuit of learning, curiosity, and the gentle wisdom found in patient study. In its peaceful corners, characters reflect, grow, and discover truths about themselves and the world. The library reminds us that magic isn't only found in dramatic spells and glowing runes, it also lives in the quiet turning of pages and the thoughtful whispers of history. Fact 76. Team Natsu, made up of Natsu, Lucy, Happy, Gray, and Ersa, is the emotional center of the guild's adventures. Their dynamic blends humor, conflict, affection, and deep trust in a way that feels natural and comforting. Each member brings something essential: Natsu's fire, Gray's calm, Lucy's empathy, Erza's strength, and Happy's lightheartedness. Their bond evolves through countless missions, late night conversations, shared meals, and gentle moments of vulnerability. Together, they form a small, intimate family within the larger family of fairy tale. Their adventures are less about triumph and more about togetherness, reminding viewers that the truest magic comes from companionship. Fact 77. The bond between Levy and her closest friends in fairy tale, Jet and Droy, adds a quiet layer of heartfelt loyalty. Though simple in personality and magic compared to other guildmates, Jet and Droy represent the pure, unshakable friendships that grow from childhood memories. They protect Levy fiercely, celebrate her victories with pride, and support her dreams with gentle devotion. Their dynamic showcases the beauty of long term friendships, the kind built on years of laughter, small mistakes, forgiveness, and unwavering presence. In a guild filled with powerful mages, Jet and Droy show that strength also exists in quiet hearts who stand by the people they cherish. Fact 78. The Queen of the Exceeds, Shagot, brings a mystical aura to the story. Her foresight, though imperfect, guides the Exceed race through difficult decisions. Her connection to Carla is especially moving. She loves her daughter deeply, but is bound by destiny, duty, and the weight of prophecy. Their relationship emphasizes that love sometimes requires distance, secrecy, or sacrifice, not out of coldness, but out of a desire to protect. Chagot's presence adds a spiritual layer to fairy tale, reminding viewers that magic can be soft, divine, and interwoven with the mysterious threads of fate. Facta 79. Magnolia's Cardia Cathedral stands as a peaceful icon in the heart of the city. Its tall spire, stained glass windows, and gentle bells echoing through town create a soothing, contemplative atmosphere. The cathedral is often the site of quiet conversations, gentle reflection, or heartfelt moments between guild members. While battles sometimes unfold nearby, the cathedral itself represents serenity and hope, standing unchanged even as events around it grow turbulent. It symbolizes the idea that every community needs a place of stillness, a soft space where thoughts can settle, emotions can breathe, and the heart can rest. Fact 80. Poor Lucica, the reclusive healer who lives on the outskirts of Magnolia, embodies the quiet, solitary side of magical life. Though she often claims to dislike humans, her actions reveal deep compassion and wisdom. She tends to the sick, guides Wendy with tender honesty, and watches over fairy tale from afar. Poor Lucica's isolation is not rooted in coldness, but in a desire for peace and simplicity. Her gentle presence teaches the guild that healing is an art that requires patience, empathy, and understanding. She represents the hidden kindness that often exists beyond the edges of bustling life. Fact 81. The Phantom Lord conflict stands as one of the earliest moments where fairy tale's unity is tested in a profound and emotional way. Though the arc introduces guild rivalry and escalating tension, its heart lies in how fiercely Fairy Tale protects its own. When Lucy is targeted because of her family background, the guild rallies behind her with unwavering loyalty. This moment marks Lucy's deeper acceptance into the guild, not just as a teammate, but as family. The battle becomes a symbolic reminder that Fairy Tale's strength is rooted not in overwhelming magic, but in love, belonging, and the quiet promise that no one is ever abandoned. Fact 82: The Loke Arc, where Lucy learns the truth about Loke's presence in the human world, gently reveals the emotional cost carried by celestial spirits. Loke's suffering, trapped between worlds, fading slowly in silence, contrasts with his bright personality and charming demeanor. Lucy's determination to save him comes from empathy rather than duty, demonstrating her growth as a celestial wizard who values connection above power. When she finally pleads before the celestial spirit king, her voice trembling with sincerity, the moment becomes a soft affirmation of her heart. This arc shows that healing comes when someone truly sees your pain and chooses to stand beside you. Fact 83: The introduction of Gajiel into Fairy Tale after the Phantom Lord arc is an example of the guild's capacity for forgiveness and compassion. Despite his earlier actions, Fairy Tale offers him a chance to grow, a chance to belong. Gajiel's initial discomfort, his awkward attempts to fit in, his quiet remorse, highlight the fragile vulnerability beneath his tough exterior. But through Levy's kindness, Makarov's guidance, and the guild's acceptance, he slowly evolves into a beloved member. This transformation reflects Fairy Tale's core belief that people can change, wounds can heal, and that kindness has the power to reshape even the hardest hearts. Fact 84: The Celestial Spirit World arc offers a rare glimpse into the lives of the spirits independent of their contracts. This dreamlike realm feels peaceful and ethereal, filled with shimmering lights, warm colors, and gentle landscapes shaped by celestial energy. Seeing spirits like Leo, Virgo, and Taurus exist freely reveals that their personalities are not just performance for their wizards, but genuine expressions of who they are. This arc deepens our appreciation for the spiritual bond between spirits and summoners, showing that the celestial world is not a distant fantasy, but a living, breathing extension of Lucy's heart and relationships. Fact 85: The character Arcadios, a knight devoted to Princess Hisui of Fiore, brings a quiet nobility to the grand magic game's storyline. His unwavering loyalty to Hisui is not rooted in fear or duty, but in gentle belief. Belief in her vision, her compassion, and her ability to lead. Arcadios's calm demeanor, even in dangerous circumstances, mirrors the subtle strength of someone who stands firm in the background, offering support rather than stealing the spotlight. He embodies the theme that heroism often comes in steady, humble forms, from those who protect quietly and love their kingdom through simple devotion. Fact 86: Princess Hisui e Fiore, with her soft emerald hair and introspective nature, carries the weight of leadership with a blend of anxiety and hope. Her uncertainty makes her relatable, showing that even those in power can feel lost. Yet her willingness to seek help, admit mistakes, and trust in others demonstrates emotional maturity. Hisui's desire to protect Fiore is heartfelt, and her storyline blends dreamlike symbolism with political responsibility. She reminds viewers that strength does not always look like confidence. It can be gentle, thoughtful, and shaped by the quiet courage to keep trying, even when unsure of the future. Fact 87. The character Yukino Agria, a celestial wizard from Sabretooth, carries a delicate and sorrowful grace. Her dismissal from Sabretooth is one of the most heartbreaking scenes in the games, revealing the cruelty she endured. Yet despite her pain, she approaches Lucy with kindness, admiration, and a desire for friendship. When she offers her celestial keys to Lucy, it becomes a symbolic gesture of trust and hope, proof that she sees in Lucy the compassion she desperately needed. Yukino's story highlights the beauty of vulnerability, reminding us that opening one's heart after being hurt is an act of quiet bravery. Fact 88. The concept of lost magic weaves a thread of mystique and ancient wonder through the series. These rare forms of magic, Dragon Slayer magic, Arc of Embodiment, Arc of Time, feel like whispers from forgotten eras. Lost magic often carries emotional weight, demanding responsibility, restraint, and deep understanding. Those who wield it, such as Ultir or the Dragon Slayers, find themselves tied to histories larger than they can fully comprehend. Lost magic adds a dreamlike layer to fairy tale, showing that some powers are not simply tools, but echoes of ancient bonds, old stories, and the delicate balance between creation and destruction. Fact 89. The world of Daedalus offers one of the most enchanting alternate universes in the story. Magic is scarce, technology thrives, and personalities differ in whimsical ways. Seeing the fairy tale members' Daedalus counterparts provides a soft, humorous reflection of identity, how small changes in circumstance can create vastly different selves. Daedalus Lucy's shyness, Daedalus Erza's carefree nature, and the alternate guild's gentler, more passive tone reveal the many ways people can grow based on environment. This dreamlike parallel world gently invites viewers to ponder who they might be if life had unfolded differently, without judgment or regret. Fact 90. The Battle of Fairy Tale, initiated by Laxus during his misguided attempt to take over the guild, remains one of the most emotionally charged arcs. Despite the conflict, its core is not anger, it is longing. Laxus wants to protect the guild, but mistakenly believes power and control are the only ways to do so. As guild members fight each other under the influence of Laxus's plan, the pain comes not from violence, but from the emotional fracture of family turned against itself. Yet when Laxus realizes the depth of the guild's love and his own missteps, the healing that follows becomes a gentle, powerful moment of reconnection and forgiveness. Fact 91. The Oracion Says arc introduces a delicate exploration of darkness, not as something monstrous, but as something born from pain, misunderstanding, and longing. Each member of the Oracion Sais carries a quiet sorrow behind their destructive goals. Midnight's loneliness, Cobra's desire to be heard, and Hodier's transformation through love all reveal the human heart beneath the shadows. The arc gently shows that even those labeled villains possess dreams, fears, and fragile emotions. Fairy Tale's confrontation with them becomes less about defeating enemies and more about helping lost souls find a softer path. It reminds viewers that healing often begins where judgment ends. Fact 92. The bond between Grey and Ultir is one of the most emotionally nuanced threads in the series. Their connection begins with conflict, rooted in Altair's manipulation and Gray's painful memories of his teacher, Yet their relationship evolves into something quietly profound. Altair's internal struggle, torn between guilt and a longing for redemption, mirrors Gray's own journey of overcoming the past. When Altair ultimately risks everything to correct her mistakes, it becomes a tender moment of transformation. Their bond shows that forgiveness is not an instant action, but a gentle opening of the heart, softened by empathy and time. Fact 93: The Village of the Sun Village arc carries a timeless, fairy tale like quality. Deep in the frozen landscape lies a community turned to ice, preserved in a moment of magical stillness. Fairy Tale's journey to unravel the mystery feels peaceful despite the stakes. Quiet, snowy forests, shimmering frost, and statues frozen mid motion create an atmosphere of serene beauty. As the Guild uncovers the village's story, the emphasis remains on compassion, understanding, and gentle persistence. The arc's resolution, filled with warm sunlight melting ancient sorrow, embodies the theme that even the coldest winters eventually give way to hope and renewal. Fact 94: Flare Corona, introduced during the Grand Magic Games, initially appears as an unsettling antagonist, but her character carries a fragile softness beneath the surface. Her fire hair magic, flowing and alive like a quiet flame, symbolizes both her power and her vulnerability. Flair's background, marked by isolation and misunderstanding, explains her unpredictable behavior. Yet when given kindness, she reveals a timid, almost childlike heart, longing for connection. Her eventual friendship with fairy tale members highlights the series' recurring theme that love and acceptance can ignite gentle change, turning once hostile sparks into warm, steady light. Fact 95: The Exceed Village in Edelus presents one of the most dreamlike atmospheres in the story. Floating islands, soft clouds, and gentle lights create a place that feels suspended in tranquil magic. Here, the Exceeds, once believed to be harsh judges, are revealed to be ordinary beings filled with emotion, fear, and hope. Their desire to protect their world and their families shows a tender, universal longing. The arc emphasizes that misunderstandings can create unnecessary walls, and that compassion has the power to dissolve them. The Exceed world becomes a metaphor for the gentleness found in places we first misjudge. Fact 96: The Saber-Tooth Guild undergoes one of the most uplifting transformations in fairy tale. Once a rigid, pride-driven guild focused solely on strength, Saber-Tooth softens under the leadership of Sting and Rogue. Their shift in philosophy from power through fear to power through unity mirrors fairy tale's own heart. This change blossoms slowly through quiet realizations, newfound friendships, and the emotional healing of members like Yukino. Sabertooth's transformation shows that even deeply ingrained traditions can be reshaped by kindness. It is a reminder that the strongest guilds are not those that dominate, but those that learn to care. Fact 97: Makarov's love for his children, the guild, radiates through every decision he makes, even the ones that weigh heavily on him. His paternal nature is not expressed through authority, but through warmth, gentle scolding, comforting hugs, and unwavering faith in his members. His speeches often feel like soft lullabies, reminding the guild of their worth and potential. When faced with difficult choices, he carries the emotional burden quietly, protecting his children from fear. Makarov symbolizes the heart of fairy tale, a love that endures, forgives, guides, and shelters. A love that feels like a warm blanket on a cold night. Fact 98. Erza's childhood friends, Simon, Sho, Wally, and Miliana, create one of the most tender subplots in the series. Their shared memories of suffering in the Tower of Heaven form a bond deeper than simple friendship. Each carries trauma in a different way. Simon's noble silence shows childish protectiveness, Wally's eccentric humor, and Miliana's innocent longing for warmth. Their reunion with Erza is filled with gentle ache, pain for the years they lost, and gratitude for the connection that survived. Their story shows that even in darkness, bonds forged in love can glow softly like lanterns, guiding the way home. Fact 99. The Celestial Spirit. Libra adds an elegant, serene energy to Lucy's roster of spirits. With her calm voice, balanced presence, and graceful design, Libra embodies harmony. Her abilities, rooted in controlling gravity, reflect a symbolic power, the ability to gently lift burdens or bring someone back down to grounding. Though not as prominent as other spirits, Libra's appearances feel peaceful, like a soft reminder of equilibrium. Her existence enriches the celestial world with quiet beauty, showing that magic can be subtle yet deeply meaningful, delicate forces that help restore balance when life feels too heavy or too uncertain. Fact 100. The Eclipse Project is one of the most emotionally complex arcs, interweaving time travel, prophecy, royal uncertainty, and the fragile hope of preventing catastrophe. What makes this arc so delicate is the intention behind it, a desire to save Fiore's future, born from fear but rooted in love for the kingdom. The future Lucy's message, filled with sorrow and urgency, adds a haunting sweetness to the story, proof that even across timelines, her love for her friends remains constant. The arc explores destiny with a soft touch, showing that even when the future feels dark, hope can shine through in quiet, unexpected ways. Fact 101. Ultir Milkovich, despite her dark past, embodies the theme of quiet redemption in fairy tale. Initially working with Grimoire Heart, Ultir carries guilt and sorrow for her misdeeds, especially those connected to Grey's mother and her own mentor. Over time, she chooses a different path, risking herself to protect others and atone for past mistakes. Her time arc magic, capable of manipulating age and memory, becomes a metaphor for the human desire to undo regrets. Ultir's growth demonstrates that even the darkest pasts can be softened by compassion, courage, and the gentle persistence of someone willing to forgive and heal herself. Fact 102. The bond between Grey Fullbuster and Juvia Loxer is one of the most subtly romantic and emotionally tender threads in the series. Initially awkward and comedic, Juvia's devotion to Grey reveals a quiet, steady love that evolves over time. Grey, while often flustered, comes to recognize the depth of her care and the loyalty that underpins her magic and actions. Their connection grows gradually, filled with unspoken understanding, gentle gestures, and moments of vulnerability. Through their story, Fairy Tale demonstrates that love is not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it is a soft presence that comforts us and strengthens quietly over time. Fact 103. The Sun Village's villagers, trapped in ice for decades, illustrate Fairy Tale's soft approach to magical consequences and restoration. As Natsu, Wendy, and their friends journey to free the village, the narrative focuses less on battle and more on emotional healing and patience. Each frozen figure represents a life paused, a story halted, and the gentle effort to restore them becomes a meditation on care, responsibility, and gentle persistence. When the spell is finally broken, the village awakens slowly, symbolizing hope and rebirth. This arc reminds viewers that magic, like healing, is most beautiful when it is subtle, nurturing, and patient. Facts 104. Urza Scarlet's nickname, Titania, meaning Queen of the Fairies, reflects both her physical strength and her regal grace. While many focus on her combat prowess, it is her emotional depth, loyalty, and care for guild members that truly earn her the title. Every battle she fights is infused with quiet determination, often protecting those who cannot protect themselves. Her armor is symbolic, not merely functional, representing layers of past hardship, victories, and emotional growth. Erza's journey reminds us that strength is not only about power, but about the soft courage to carry others, forgive the past, and embrace every moment with steadfast grace. Fact 105. The Aeolus doppelgangers highlight the gentle humor and reflective themes of the series. By presenting alternate versions of beloved characters, the narrative allows viewers to explore different facets of identity and choice. The Aeolus Guild members are softer, less intense, and often whimsical, giving the audience a dreamlike perspective on who these characters could have been in another reality. Through these reflections, Fairy Tale explores the fluidity of personality and destiny, showing that magic can manifest not only through power, but through alternate experiences, emotional growth, and the quiet realization that our choices shape who we are in ways both seen and unseen. Fact 106. Mistogen, the mysterious mage from Aeolus who resembles Jelal, embodies secrecy, quiet protection, and gentle heroism. Unlike his counterpart, he works in the shadows, using intelligence, magic, and careful strategy to guide events. His calm demeanor and subtle humor contrast the chaos of the guild's adventures, offering a stabilizing presence. Mystagon's dual identity reflects themes of hidden depths, identity, and the quiet weight of responsibility. His story arc demonstrates that heroism does not always need to be visible or loud. Sometimes, the softest magic is the one that safeguards others without seeking recognition or applause. Fact 107. The story of Levi and Gajeel showcases a beautiful evolution of trust and companionship. Initially, Gajeel's harshness intimidates the soft, gentle Levi, creating tension and uncertainty. Yet through shared experiences, humor, and quiet gestures of protection, a bond grows. Levi's intelligence, creativity, and empathetic nature help Gajeel soften his edges, revealing his vulnerability. Their relationship is not rushed or dramatic, it is patient, slow, and deeply tender. Fairy Tale illustrates through them that the gentlest transformations often arise from consistent support, empathy, and small acts of love that accumulate over time, building quiet yet unshakable emotional foundations. Fact 108. The Grand Magic Games highlight Fairy Tale's philosophy that true victory is measured not only in strength, but in unity, courage, and resilience. Each member's contribution, whether in direct combat or supportive roles, reflects their unique talents and emotional depth. The games' events range from physically intense challenges to those requiring strategy, teamwork, and creativity. Through these competitions, Fairy Tale emphasizes collaboration over individual glory, demonstrating that a family's collective heart is far more powerful than any singular ability. The arc's soft moments, including celebrations, reunions, and quiet encouragements, reinforce the series' core values of belonging, loyalty, and heartfelt connection. Fact 109: Makarov's emotional speeches during critical moments, such as rallying the guild or comforting grieving members, highlight the gentle leadership that defines fairy tale. His words often carry the weight of experience, reflection, and unconditional love. Unlike leaders who command through fear, Makarov inspires through care, patience, and quiet guidance. Whether he is scolding, advising, or simply offering a warm presence, his actions radiate the soft power of empathy. Members respond not out of obligation, but out of love and respect. Through Makarov, the series emphasizes that leadership rooted in compassion fosters loyalty, resilience, and a profound sense of family. Fact 110: The Eclipse Project's tender moments, involving the struggles of the royal family, the manipulation of time, and the careful navigation of prophecy, showcase fairy tale's ability to balance tension with reflective calm. Characters confront their fears not through destruction, but through careful thought, patience, and emotional courage. Lucy, Natsu, and the Guild approach each problem with hope, trust, and measured determination. The storyline emphasizes that even when fate seems overwhelming, the soft strength of unity, compassion, and courage can illuminate the darkest paths. It is a gentle reminder that hope, when nurtured, becomes a quiet guiding light through uncertainty. Fact 111: The celestial spirit Capricorn, once the spirit of Lucy's mother, offers a calm, composed energy that balances the celestial roster. With his dignified demeanor and precise speech, Capricorn brings structure and wisdom to Lucy's team. His past service to Layla Hartfilia adds a generational depth to his presence. He is a bridge between mother and daughter, embodying devotion that spans across time and memory. Capricorn's magic, grounded in martial combat and mental clarity, reflects the value of discipline and focus. Yet even more powerful than his technique is the quiet loyalty that binds him to the Hartfilia family, carried in silence and honor. Fact 112: The bond between Wendy and Chelia, the godslayer of Sky, evolves from rivalry into one of the most tender friendships in the series. Initially opponents, their connection deepens through shared experiences, mutual admiration, and soft emotional support. Wendy, always open hearted and kind, sees Chelia not as an enemy, but as someone who needs understanding. Chelia, in turn, begins to reflect Wendy's kindness back into the world, softening her edges and deepening her empathy. Their friendship grows like springtime, gently, naturally, filled with color and warmth. It's a reminder that even competition can blossom into connection when hearts remain open. Fact 113: The celestial spirit sleeps Pisces, a mother and son pair, presents a unique and symbolic bond in Lucy's collection. Representing duality, protection, and care, their oceanic form reflects the ebb and flow of family relationships, sometimes calm, sometimes stormy, but always connected. Their transformation from gentle fish into fierce warriors captures the fluid nature of emotional strength. Lucy's respectful summoning of them mirrors her understanding of their shared dynamic. Through Pisces, the series gently explores themes of nurturing, growth, and the quiet strength passed between generations. Their magic feels like waves, sometimes distant, sometimes powerful, but always returning to the shore of love. Fact 114: The Keys to the Celestial World arc in the anime-only storyline offers a whimsical and touching exploration of identity. When Lucy's spirits begin acting out of character due to a mysterious transformation, she embarks on a quest not to defeat them, but to understand them. The arc becomes a soft meditation on change, empathy, and the idea that even when loved ones seem distant or different, love can help bring them home. Lucy's dedication to her spirits, treating them not as tools, but as cherished friends, shines beautifully here. It reinforces the dreamlike truth that relationships are sacred, even through confusion and change. Fact 115: the bond between Erza and the celestial spirit Sagittarius is humorous and strangely sincere. His strange way of speaking, constantly inserting sir into his sentences, contrasts with Erza's composed intensity, creating unexpected but gentle interactions. Sagittarius, though comical, is dependable and courageous in his own soft spoken way. He symbolizes the idea that even those who appear awkward or out of place have quiet strength waiting to shine. His archery magic, graceful and precise, reflects a peaceful power, the kind that doesn't rely on force, but on focus. His character brings levity, reminding us that lightness can coexist with loyalty and bravery. Fact 116: Zareth Dragneel's character carries a weight unlike any other, a tragic, melancholic soul burdened by immortality and uncontrollable magic. While portrayed as the series' central antagonist, Zareth is written with heartbreaking tenderness. His desire for death, his longing for peace, and his deep, conflicted love for Natsu create a complex emotional portrait. Zareth's curse of contradiction, causing death even as he cherishes life, makes him a poetic symbol of sorrow and isolation. His story is not about conquest, but about the ache of living too long, feeling too much, and carrying the unbearable weight of being both destroyer and dreamer. Fact 117: Mavis and Zareth's tragic connection brings one of the series' most poetic arcs to life. Their shared immortality binds them in a quiet, aching relationship where love itself becomes fatal. Their moments together, filled with longing glances, soft conversations, and unspoken grief, carry a kind of slow, drifting sadness. They are both dreamers caught in a curse, unable to fully live, unable to fully die. Their story isn't built on rage or vengeance, but on the stillness of two lonely hearts that once found warmth in each other, only to lose it. It is a tale of beautiful sorrow, whispered like a fading lullaby. Fact 118: the battle between Natsu and Zareth is not simply a clash of good versus evil, it is the confrontation of two broken hearts shaped by centuries of pain. Natsu, created by Zareth and raised by a dragon, is unknowingly bound to his brother by fate and sorrow. Their confrontation is filled not with fury, but with soft echoes of regret and unanswered questions. Zareth's tears and Natsu's inner conflict reveal that this fight is not about victory, it's about release. It's about finding peace in the middle of chaos and letting go of centuries of grief, one quiet breath at a time. Fact 119: the celestial spirit, Ophiuchus, representing the serpent bearer, is introduced with mystery and power in the Eclipse celestial spirit arc. Her presence is commanding, and her magic tied to healing, which contrasts with her cold demeanor. As the 13th spirit, Ophiuchus symbolizes disruption, the unknown, and change. Her story reminds us that even systems that seem perfect, like the 12 zodiac spirits, can be challenged by something unfamiliar. Ophiuchus feels like a dream you don't fully understand, cryptic, beautiful, slightly distant. She adds complexity to the celestial world, reminding us that every myth, every constellation holds both wonder and warning. Fact 120: the final reunion of Natsu, Happy, and Lucy at the end of the original anime arc is soft and heartwarming. A gentle exhale after so much adventure, loss, and discovery. When Natsu returns after training, offering his familiar grin and carefree energy, the moment carries emotional depth that lingers. It is not dramatic, but tender, a return to home, to laughter, to the quiet understanding between friends. As Lucy smiles through tears, happy beams beside them, and the team steps forward into new adventures, the scene becomes a lullaby of comfort, an unspoken promise that no matter what has changed, love remains. Fact 121. The role of the fairy tale emblem, tattooed proudly on each member's body, becomes more than a symbol. It becomes a quiet promise of belonging. Whether it rests on a shoulder, a hand, or a hip, the emblem is placed where the member chooses, symbolizing their personal journey into the guild. For some, it covers scars. For others, it's displayed like a badge of honor. This mark doesn't signify rank or skill, but connection, an invisible thread that binds each soul to the greater whole. No matter how far one strays, this mark calls them home, soft as a memory, warm as a shared dream. Fact 122. Fairy Tales Guild Hall, often rebuilt and redesigned, becomes a symbol of resilience. Its walls are not sacred because they are ancient, but because they've absorbed laughter, comforted grief, and echoed with countless stories. Even when destroyed, the guild's spirit continues, carried in the hearts of its members. The building shifts over time, yet the feeling remains. The scent of wood, the quiet warmth of morning sunlight through its windows, the clinking of cups, and the hush before a new mission begins. It's not stone or timber that makes a guild hall, it's the people who gather, bringing their kindness and chaos alike. Fact 123. The dragons, once majestic and powerful beings, linger in the story not as monsters, but as parental figures, guides, teachers, and in many cases, ghosts. Igneel, Grandine, and Metallicana are more than magical creatures. They are the emotional roots of the dragon slayers. Their disappearances shaped the identities of Natsu, Wendy, and Gajeel. The dragon's eventual fate, hidden within their children to protect the world, adds a bittersweet ache to the story. Their love wasn't loud, it was quiet and sacrificial. It reminds us that true guardianship sometimes means stepping back, watching from afar, and giving space for the next generation to grow. Fact 124. The Book of END, containing the truth about Natsu's origins, is a quietly devastating artifact. Hidden for years, this ancient tome holds the fragile thread between life and death, brotherhood and destiny. When Natsu learns that he is Aetherius Natsu Dragneel, a demon created by Zareth, it sends a ripple through his sense of self. Yet the response from his friends is soft, unconditional, unwavering. They love him not because of his origins, but because of who he's become. The book becomes a mirror, not of evil, but of identity, and reminds viewers that we are not defined by how we began, but how we choose to live. Fact 125. The spirit world's gates, opened and closed through golden and silver keys, represent more than magical mechanics. They embody trust. When a celestial wizard like Lucy calls forth a spirit, it is not a command, it is an invitation. Each summoning is an act of faith, a whispered request in the midst of danger, or sometimes in quiet companionship. The keys become symbols of relationships, carefully kept, cleaned, and held close. Lucy's pouch is like a sacred garden, each key a flower with its own personality and history. To hold a key is to hold the weight of friendship, gently, respectfully, forever. Fact 126. Gildart's philosophy toward life. Loose, calm and gently humorous, serves as a grounding presence for the entire guild. He teaches Natsu one of the most valuable lessons: not to fear loss, but to face it with courage. His relaxed demeanor, slow speech, and understanding smile bring peace wherever he appears. Despite his immense power, he rarely boasts or overreaches. Gildarts symbolizes the wisdom that comes with experience, the ability to laugh after pain, to guide without controlling, and to protect without hovering. In him, strength and gentleness live side by side like a worn book filled with stories and the smell of home. Fact 127. The story of Cana Alberona, always seen with her deck of cards and a mug in hand, is one of quiet longing. Beneath her loud laughter and wild ways lies the ache of a daughter who spent years seeking connection. Her complex relationship with Gildarts, revealed gradually and delicately, transforms her arc into one of gentle healing. She doesn't seek revenge or bitterness, only recognition. Her fortune telling magic, whimsical and mysterious, reflects the way she lives, navigating fate with a hopeful heart. Kana's story reminds us that family is not always perfect, but forgiveness makes love possible, even in silence. Fact 128. The relationship between Panther Lily and Gajeel grows into a beautiful partnership, less like a pet, and master, more like two old souls walking side by side. Panther Lily, with his stoic wisdom and dry humor, softens Gajeel's roughness with quiet words and knowing glances. He is both guardian and friend, a gentle observer who steps in when it matters most. Their bond doesn't rely on constant dialogue, it rests in trust, forged through shared battles and quiet nights watching stars. Panther Lily's presence is proof that strength doesn't always shout. It can purr, hover near, and keep you steady without a word. Fact 129. The lullaby motif, introduced through the cursed flute used by Eisenwald, carries more than danger. It echoes the quiet power of music throughout the series. While this artifact is used for harm, the idea that a song, a note, or a gentle tune can shape magic remains quietly beautiful. Fairy tale often hints at this through characters like Wendy, whose magic enhances others, and through scenes where guild members hum, sing, or celebrate together. Music becomes a language of connection, a subtle thread woven between voices, hearts, and memories. Even in a world of roaring spells, the softest melodies carry the deepest weight. Fact 130. Throughout fairy tale, there are quiet interludes where time seems to slow. Friends watching fireworks, couples talking under trees, or a single flower blooming in battle-scarred soil. These moments are not fillers. They are the emotional heartbeat of the story. They offer breath between storms, warmth between cold spells. Scenes like Lucy writing in her journal or Natsu sleeping with Happy curled beside him feel like whispered lullabies, sacred, still, and safe. They remind the audience that amidst epic battles and soaring magic, it is the quiet, human moments, the soft touches, the shared smiles that truly make a guild a family. Fact 131. Xerath's childhood, briefly explored in the later arcs, is soft with sorrow. As a boy fascinated by life and magic, he only wanted to understand how to bring back the people he loved. His curse came not from malice, but from compassion, an ironic twist that punished him for caring too deeply. This backstory recontextualizes his actions, offering not justification, but understanding. Xerath isn't a villain in the loud, traditional sense. He is a lonely heart who couldn't stop time or death. His story reminds us that even the gentlest intentions, if mishandled, can become burdens too heavy for any soul to carry. Fact 132: The Celestial Spirit. Aries embodies quietness itself. Timid, polite, and always hesitant to speak too boldly, Aries may seem fragile, but her magic and heart reveal its gentle resilience. She represents those who listen more than they speak, who support from the background rather than the spotlight. Her wool based magic reflects warmth, softness, and protection. Aries teaches that kindness is not weakness, that a quiet presence can be the most comforting of all. In battles, her contributions are thoughtful and careful, supporting others with a tenderness that is rare. She is the whisper in a world of shouts, a reminder of calm. Fact 133: The bond between Mira Jane and Lysana is one of sisterhood forged through pain and tenderness. After Lysana's presumed death, Mira Jane's personality changed drastically. Once fierce and competitive, she became soft spoken and nurturing, choosing gentleness as a path of healing. When Lysana returns, the sisters reunite not with fanfare, but with teary smiles and whispered promises. Their interactions are filled with shared memories, quiet understanding, and a rhythm only siblings know. Through them, fairy tale shows that grief can reshape love, but never erase it. Their bond is like a lullaby sung across time, still familiar, still warm, even after silence. Fact 134: The bond between Natsu and Igneel lingers long after the dragon's death. Igneel, though absent for much of Natsu's life, is not forgotten. He is felt in Natsu's dreams, in his strength, in the fire that never fades within him. When Igneel reappears during the battle with Acnologia, it's not just a moment of spectacle, it's a moment of reunion, of a child seeing his father again. And when he's lost once more, the grief is deep and wordless. Yet Igneel's warmth remains, not as a flame of battle, but as a memory that crackles softly in Natsu's spirit, keeping him brave. Fact 135: Acnologia, the Dragon King, represents the fear of losing oneself to power. Once a human who loved dragons, his transformation into something monstrous was slow and sorrowful. His arc is less about rage and more about disconnection, a being who has forgotten how to feel. His magic is immense, but his silence is louder. Acnologia becomes a mirror of what happens when grief goes unresolved, when pain turns inward and burns out empathy. Even his defeat is not a loud victory, but a quiet reclaiming of balance. He is the night sky, vast, beautiful, terrifying, and eventually faded into peaceful stardust. Fact 136: Zira, the illusion born from Mavis's lonely heart, is one of the most ethereal characters in the series. Created unintentionally from magic and longing, Zira becomes Mavis's first true friend. Her existence, unseen by others, existing only in Mavis's mind, represents the power of imagined connection. And yet, Zira's impact is real. She comforts, guides, and laughs with Mavis, not as fantasy, but as emotional anchor. When Mavis finally lets her go, it is not a loss, but a gentle farewell. Zira reminds us that imaginary friends can carry real warmth, and that sometimes the soul simply creates what it needs to survive. Fact 137: Wendy's enchantment magic, often used to enhance her allies' abilities, reflects a spirit of quiet generosity. Unlike offensive magic, meant to defeat, her spells uplift, restore, and protect. She infuses courage into others without seeking glory for herself. This support role, often overlooked in louder narratives, is central in fairy tale, a reminder that magic rooted in care is just as powerful. Wendy's small hands heal massive wounds. Her voice calms storms. She is the breeze that carries others forward. Her presence is gentle, never intrusive, like the wind through leaves, soft and essential. Fact 138. The Guild's tradition of sending off members before dangerous missions, whether with cheers or silent support, carries deep emotional resonance. These moments, Natsu standing by a door, Gray nodding softly, Lucy looking on with hope, are filled with unspoken love. Sometimes there are tears, sometimes just a hand on the shoulder. But the message is always clear: come back safe. Fairy Tale excels in these in between spaces, the goodbyes that aren't final, the departures filled with faith. These rituals are their own kind of magic, wrapping each member in invisible warmth as they step into uncertainty, guided by memory and trust. Fact 139. The Celestial Spirit, Leo's loyalty to Lucy, grows into something deep and soulful. Beyond the flair and flirtation lies a devotion that is still, constant, and deeply respectful. He never questions her decisions, never hesitates to appear when she calls. His presence is protective, but never overbearing. Leo is like the steady flame at a hearth, always warm, always watching. The moments they share, brief glances, shared smiles, are filled with a quiet understanding that doesn't need to be named. Their bond reminds us that the truest relationships don't shout their importance. They simply exist, steady as stars. Fact 140. As Fairy Tale faces its final battles in the Alvarez Empire arc, the Guild's unity becomes its most powerful spell. No longer a group of individuals, they move like a single gentle current. The battlefield is vast, but their hearts beat as one. Friends who were once rivals now protect each other. Laughter and tears flow together like quiet rivers beneath the roar of war. Even in the harshest moments, the Guild holds fast to what matters most: family, love, and the promise that no one fights alone. Their final stand is not an act of rage, it is an act of love. Fact 141. The story of Ultir's redemption arc is one of the most quietly emotional in Fairy Tale. Born out of pain, lost in revenge, and bound by guilt, Ultir's transformation from antagonist to ally is built on small, fragile moments of growth. Her decision to undo the damage of her past with the help of the people she once considered enemies reflects the theme of quiet, personal redemption. Ultir's return to Fairy Tale is not grand or victorious. It is soft, filled with tentative steps toward healing, and a reminder that even the darkest actions can be softened by the light of understanding. Fact 142. The quiet strength of Fairy Tale comes from its bonds. The Guild is more than a collection of powerful mages. It is a family shaped by memories, sacrifices, and the unwavering belief that no one is ever truly alone. Whether standing shoulder to shoulder in battle or quietly sitting together after a long day, the members of Fairy Tale find their strength in each other. The magic of Fairy Tale is not just in spells and dragons. It is in the deep, unspoken connections that bind their hearts. Their most powerful ability is not magic, but love, nurtured softly between each member. Fact 143. Natsu's transformation throughout the series is marked by small personal revelations. His journey is less about becoming stronger in battle and more about understanding his place in the world. As a child, he was lost in the world of dragons and loneliness, but over time, Natsu learns the true meaning of friendship and family. His adventures teach him not only how to fight, but how to care. His growth is gentle, emotional, and deeply personal. Natsu's magic is powerful, but his true strength lies in his unwavering belief that those he loves will always be there, no matter the challenge. Fact 144. The Fairy Tale Guildhall, as much as it's a place for adventure, is also a sanctuary for rest. It is where bonds are forged over quiet meals, where laughter flows freely, and where, even in the darkest times, hope never truly dies. The warmth of the Guildhall provides a soft refuge for members to return to when the world outside grows too difficult. It's not just the walls that make it a home, but the feeling it evokes, a sense of safety, comfort, and the quiet joy of being with those who truly understand you. Fact 145. The character of Lucy Heartfilia represents the quiet strength of empathy. Throughout the series, Lucy's greatest magic is not her celestial summoning, but her ability to connect with others. She listens, supports, and stands beside her friends when they need her most. Her quiet moments, writing in her journal, speaking with her spirits, or sitting in the guild hall, reveal her deep understanding of the world around her. Lucy's power lies not in her ability to summon celestial spirits, but in the love and understanding she shares with her guild, showing that even the smallest gestures can be the strongest magic. Fact 146. Laxus Dryer's journey from arrogance to humility is a testament to the power of family, loyalty, and personal growth. Initially driven by pride and a desire to surpass his grandfather, Laxus's character arc transforms into one of vulnerability and acceptance. His struggles with loneliness and his desire for recognition create a poignant emotional foundation, one that is softened through his eventual reconnection with his guild. Laxus's growth is gradual, filled with moments of quiet reflection and slow realization. His story demonstrates that strength does not come from dominance, but from the ability to embrace one's flaws and protect those who matter most. Fact 647. The quiet moments in fairy tale, a shared look, a comforting touch, a small gesture of kindness, are often the most powerful. It's in these moments that the true magic of the guild shines. Whether it's Natsu handing Lucy a handkerchief, Urza patting Gray's back in silent understanding, or Mira Jane's soft smile after a battle, these small actions carry the weight of love and friendship. Fairy Tale shows that it's not always the grand gestures that define a relationship. It's the quiet, constant support, the subtle ways in which people care for each other without needing to say a word. Fact 148. The connection between Natsu and Happy is one of the most pure and unspoken friendships in the entire series. Happy, with his bright smile and unwavering loyalty, represents the purest form of companionship. He follows Natsu into every battle, every challenge, not out of obligation, but because their bond is built on mutual trust and understanding. Their friendship is never complicated, it is simple and true. Happy is a constant reminder that sometimes the most beautiful relationships are those that require no explanation, just presence, loyalty, and the quiet comfort of knowing someone will always be by your side. Fact 149. The final moments of the fairy tale saga, where Natsu and his friends reflect on their past journeys, are filled with emotional resonance. Each character looks back not on their triumphs, but on their growth. The quiet transformations that came with every challenge, every battle, every tear. These moments are not about victory, but about the quiet pride in having faced adversity and come out stronger. It's a tender farewell to an era marked not by loud declarations, but by the soft certainty that the bonds forged in battle will last forever, woven through time like a gentle thread. Fact 150. As Fairy Tale draws to its close, it leaves us with one final message. True strength is not in power, but in the love and loyalty that binds us all. The Guild has always been more than just a collection of mages. It is a family, each member carrying the weight of others' hearts. The final moments reflect a quiet peace, an understanding that the magic of fairy tale lives not in its magic, but in its bonds. The love, the laughter, and the quiet strength that held them together will never fade. And so, the journey ends soft and complete with the quiet promise of family. As we come to the end of our journey through the magical world of fairy tale, I want to thank you for traveling with me, dear friend. From the laughter of the guild to the quiet moments of reflection, we've shared in the bonds that make fairy tale a home for so many. May the warmth of their friendships stay with you like a soft flame, comforting and steady. As you drift off to sleep tonight, may you feel surrounded by the same love and loyalty that fills the hearts of Natsu, Lucy, and their guildmates. Good night, and may your dreams be filled with magic, peace, and the quiet joy of belonging.